Okay, guys, welcome to a new video. This is the second for my new channel of Lightroom editing, and again this video will be in the National Geographic / Steve McCurry / Kodachrome style editing in Lightroom. In this video the image is from Kampong Pluk, Cambodia. It's a beautiful floating village. It's like real honeypot location for photographers. Sorry for the previous video that you couldn't really see the settings that I was tweaking. Bad screen recording. I'm gonna do a better job now. So yeah, if you have recommendation, actually no, if you would like me to show you how I have edited some of my other photographs, go to my website tapshanov.com and yeah, just tell me which one you want. Let's go. So as I said, this is a floating village in Cambodia, Kampong Pluk, near Tonle Sap Lake. I think it's the biggest lake in Cambodia. And here you can see the cages that they use for catching fish down from the lake, and the boats that they're using, and the house, the materials that they've been using for the houses. So the first thing is the cropping. As you see, I needed more to cut space from the sky, and then again I'm lowering the contrast like in the previous image to make it more flat, so I can work with more details and I can see the details, and then expose details that I want to poke out from the scene. Next thing is I'm lowering down the highlights so I can get a little bit of the sky, because it was very burnt out. It was very cloudy, so in the middle of the day, and that's the reason why the sky is like that. Then I'm lowering the blacks, -24, to darken a little bit in the background where the cages are, and to expose some of the shadowy parts that have been lit by lowering the contrast. I played a little bit with the curve, just a little bit, but enough to make an effect with the contrast. So when I'm playing with contrast, it's usually I'm lowering the contrast slider and then tweaking with the curve tone and the clarity. Next thing what I did was increased a little bit the tone curve, just a little bit. The image was too cold for my taste, but this just made enough of a difference. Next thing is, which is something that I do on almost every image that I am editing, is lowering the saturation. So the saturation this time went down to -24. I usually start the beginning of decreasing of the saturation goes from -20 and then can go up to down to -35. This time I stopped at -24, which I thought it's enough, because I'm gonna be increasing the colors and the tones through the color palette. Now we are going to the color palette, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is tweak the reds, which I'm gonna be increasing just because I wanna get the colors on the boat in the background a little bit more pokey, and the scarf around her head as well. Next thing is the orange. By increasing the orange, I will add more vibrancy to her skin, and also to this area here. So as you can see, it just warmed up this material of the house. I really don't know what is that. Also the boat and her outfit, as well as the skin. Next thing is the yellow. The yellow, I will decrease the saturation and then increase the luminance, which will give extra contrast to some parts, as you can see now here. Next I tweaked the yellow, where I moved the slider towards the orange shade of yellow, darker, and then increase the luminance. So you can see the difference. Then the next one is just a little bit with the blues to give more accent to the boat in the background. I know that these parts here are affected by the tweaking, but they're quite in small amounts of the image and they are not bothering me that much. Let's continue. When I started using the texture, it was brand new tool on Lightroom, so I really liked it, and for me it gives like extra to the benefit of grain. So it's like the grain is my favorite tool, but texture is the one next to it, and it's kind of them two work very well together for my taste. So you see how it kind of pokes out the image itself and not making it too artificial like it would happen if you push the clarity towards the end. So it is what happened with the texture. And the next thing is the clarity. So as I said, clarity I use when I need contrast. So this is the image after contrast. So you see, after clarity, sorry. So you see, it's literally contrasting the whole image, increasing the white parts of the image, punching the shadows. So yeah, I really like the clarity on this particular image, what it did. Next is the dehazing. So I use the dehazing quite a lot towards the dark side on this image. Let's see what will happen. So you see now the sky is very much affected when I did this. So I will need to tweak a little bit more now with masking to bring this whole image to an like art color equilibrium, if you will. Next thing is the grain, my favorite tool, as I said. Boom. And then with the grain and combining with the texture, it gives me that Kodachrome National Geographic magazine look that I need. And also the dehazing and the clarity helps me achieve those saturated yet muted tones that usually can be found in Steve McCurry's art. Next thing is the sharpening. I really dislike the sharpening that is given by Lightroom, and I always decrease it as much as it's allowed. So here I decreased it very well to the end, and because in the print back in the days, the printing didn't give those sharp edges that today's digital software can achieve. So yeah, that's why I'm going back on the sharpening. So next thing is the masking. I have a little bit of masking in this area, then masking here, darkening this part. It was too bright for me. Now here we play a little bit with the background where the cages are. Here I've darkened a little bit the pillars. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. Next thing is a little bit of geometry and brightening the lady. So again with geometry, just like popping the front, the center of the image towards the frontal view, and that's it. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. Hope it gave you some tips on how to edit your images. If you like it, please click like and subscribe, and I will try to upload a video every single day because I have lots of images and why not film them. So thank you for watching. See you next time.